Girl like you, that's Jason Aldean. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to a Friday morning. Oh my gosh, we're almost done with the month. It's Friday, the 30th day of August.
I'm so upset. This summer flew by.
Why are you upset?
Because it flew by in a way that I didn't.
Didn't you enjoy summer?
I only went to the beach 4 times.
Well, whose fault was that?
Not counting every day that we were there for barefoot. So maybe 8 times.
Whose fault is that? It's your own fault.
I was busy.
If you want to go to the beach more, go to the beach more.
I know.
It's your life.
We have local summer.
It's your life, Jahna.
You're right.
You have to decide.
You're right.
It is today is National Slinky Day.
Did you have one?
I did.
It wasn't the colored ones, was it? It was the silver ones.
Silver, yes.
I knew it. The colored ones are top tier.
No, they're garbage. It's not the original ones.
I do like the sound of the silver ones.
They were made of plastic when I was a kid.
Yeah.
There was nothing made of plastic when I was a kid.
I like the zoop, 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 zoop sound that they make when you slinkied them. I don't know how else you put it. I'm moving my arms around in the slinky motion.
The slinkies did not make any noise.
Yes, they did. And did you ever let it go down the stairs?
Of course. That's all you did.
Yeah. That's probably true.
Actually, I had one slinky and then it broke. And we were too poor, so I couldn't get another one. So I had to push my sisters. Good morning, we're Joe and Jahna. Here are 3 things you need to know this morning. A woman was struck by a vehicle on the Wildwood Beach Wednesday afternoon, pinned underneath. She was lying on the beach when she was struck by a Wildwood police pickup truck. The woman was taken to the hospital for serious injuries. She is expected to survive.
Well, that's good. A superior judge has ordered the removal of Atlantic City 5th Ward Councilman Mohammed Zia and a special election to be held within 50 days. The judge ruled that Zia did not live in AC prior to last year's election. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem.
Don't buy that snowblower. The Farmer's Almanac says New Jersey can expect slightly warmer temperatures than average and a below average amount of snowfall.
And your South Jersey forecast, it's cloudy today with some occasional rain, high of 74.
And your weather is brought to you by Atlantic City Electric. Storm season is here. Atlantic City Electric knows a little prep makes a big difference. See how you can stay connected during storms and prepare to weather out any weather. AtlanticCityElectric.com/storm prep. Country 107.3 mornings with Joe and Jahna. Time now for Jahna's Fangirl Update.
So a rider list is a list of demands that every artist has that venue staff are supposed to make sure they have ready backstage before an artist performs a show. Some singers are a pretty lengthy one, while others try to keep it simple. They just don't want to burden anybody or be annoying, you know. Thomas Rhett's rider sheet has been revealed, and he's only got 3 things on it. It made me crack up, one of these things. It's a pretty simple list, so let's just go through it. We've got Coke Zero, turkey, and water. Obviously, turkey. That's a little bizarre. He loves boarhead turkey lunch meat. Thomas Rhett's a sandwich guy. Who knew? Can't fault him for that. We've got his rider sheet up for you right now, catcountry1073.com. Toby Keith was one of the biggest country stars of his generation. You'd expect him to be rich, right? But his true net worth was so extraordinary, it made most of his fellow country singers kind of look poverty-stricken. By comparison, his mix of musical and financial savvy made him one of the richest celebrities in the world, as a matter of fact. And last anybody knew, he was worth over $500 million. You can check out the list of Toby's financial ventures up now on the Cat Country 107.3.
Country 107.3 mornings with Joe and Jahna. Coming up at about an hour at 7:20, our Joe and Jahna question of the day today. How did you torment your siblings, or how did they torment you?
Such a great question, because I know Joe was brutal to his. You had sisters, right?
I have the best answer ever.
I don't know about that.
I have the best answer ever. I'll give it at 7:20. 609-383-1073 with your story. That's 609-383-1073.
I was the youngest, so I was the one that got tormented. Okay. And it's the worst.
No, you didn't get, I got the worst. I gave the worst. Or at the Message Us button on the Cat Country 107.3 app. How did you torment your siblings? How do they torment you? 107.3 mornings with Joe and Jahna. Let's take this opportunity to talk about, we've got a new contest that starts Wednesday morning here at Cat Country. It's called the Joe and Jahna Sunrise Challenge. You're going to wake up with us very early at 5:45. It's going to be a fun game. If it's as fun as it has been in rehearsals.
I'm so excited.
It'll be great. If not, it'll be a flop and it'll only do it one time. But it's coming up Wednesday morning at 5:45 a.m. It's the Joe and Jahna Sunrise Challenge. You can sign up to be a part of the challenge right now on the Cat Country 107.3 app. Cat Country 107.3 mornings with Joe and Jahna. Time now for your Cat Country joke of the morning.
Here we go.
It's brought to you by East Coast Roofing, Siding, and Windows. If you call, they'll show up. EastCoastRoofing.com. Paul lives in Galloway Township. He sent us the joke when used this morning. Thank you, Paul.
You're so sweet.
I've been taking salsa lessons for months, but I just don't feel like I'm progressing. It's just like one step forward, one step back. 2 steps back.
2 steps back. You nailed it.
Joe and Jahna, possibility of some scattered showers today. You thought you heard some thunder before, huh?
I know. I just heard thunder.
Okay.
Just heard it outside the studio. It's happening.
Coming up at 7:20, our Joe and Jahna question of the day today. How did you torment your siblings, or how did your siblings torment you?
Don't be shy.
Jahna has a story. I have a more tormenting story.
It was
When
great.
I give you my story, what I did to my sister, people will just be crying. They'll be running away. It'll be the best.
Hiding in their rooms for the rest of the day.
It's Cat Country 107.3 mornings with Joe and Jahna. Time now for your Cat Country dumb story of the morning.
Well, where are we going?
To Germany, police were called out by neighbors complaining about young couple next door having an extremely loud session with the windows open.
Yeah.
When police arrived on the scene, the cops found a half dozen neighbors standing out in front of the couple's house listening in.
That's so awkward.
I'm going to sell Country 107.3 mornings with Joe and Jahna. That's Luke Bryan, Country Girls, Shake It For Me. So here's the deal. Our Joe and Jahna question of the day today. We want to know how you tormented your siblings or how your siblings tormented you. Again, it'll be me versus Jahna for part of this because she was tormented by her brother. I tormented my sisters. I think my answer will be way more powerful than yours could ever be.
I don't know.
I don't know what your brother did to you.
Tried to kill them. I don't know.
Well, no.
Well, Joe said spam.
Good morning. We're Joe and Jahna. Here are things you need to know this morning. A woman was struck by a vehicle on the Wildwood Beach Wednesday afternoon. Pinned underneath, she was lying on the beach when she was struck by a Wildwood police pickup truck. The woman was taken to the hospital for serious injuries. She is expected to survive.
Well, that's good. A superior judge has ordered the removal of Atlantic City's 5th Ward Councilman Mohammed Zia and a special election to be held within 50 days. The judge ruled that Zia did not live in AC prior to last year's election. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem.
Don't buy that snowblower. The Farmer's Almanac says New Jersey can expect slightly warmer temperatures than average and a below average amount of snowfall.
And your South Jersey forecast, it's cloudy today with some occasional rain, high of 74.
Jahna, Cat Country morning birthday shout-out start right now.
Here we go.
Brantley Reed is 7. Brantley lives in Weekstown. Happy birthday, Brantley.
Brantley, that's an awesome name, bud. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Renee Kramer of Hamilton. Colleen McCourt is 40 today. Terry Montgomery of Leeds Point celebrates. It's Kendra's birthday. She's from Cape May. Julie Serralo of Vineland has a birthday. Happy birthday to Terry Deans of Mays Landing. Terry is 63. Karen Scheffel celebrates today. Happy birthday, Karen. Happy birthday to Kathy Farrelly of Manahawkin. Kathy Farrelly, I like saying that. Kathy Farrelly is 56 today. Angie Langlois of Belle Plaine celebrates today. And Nicole from Wildwood Crest, you have a birthday today. Happy birthday, Nicole.
Happy birthday.
We missed you. Happy one to you as well. Our birthday person of the day today. Oh, yeah. 7-year-old Brantley Reed of Week's question of the day. By the way, we love your input at 609-383-1073, or you can hit the message us button on the Cat Country 107.3 app.
We are a little early, but we really wanted to get to it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. We're 3.5 minutes early.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We'll just wait. No, we want to get to our question of the day because here it is. How did you torment your siblings as a kid, or how did they torment you? 609-383-1073 or hit the message us button on the Cat Country 107.3 app. Here's what Bonnie says. My brother tormented me. Evidently, I wouldn't wake up for school well, so he would wake me up and tell me it was Christmas and come look at the presents, or that there was a parade coming down our street.
That's so mean.
Then he would come on my room to my room at night with a skull ashtray. It had a lighter inside, and all I would see would be a floating skull. Bonnie says good times.
I'm trying to like picture what that looks like.
Right.
A floating skull, and he would put a lighter to it. That's like pre-90s stuff.
All right, so how did your siblings torment you, or how did you torment them? You said you have a great story. Let's hear it now, Jahna.
I do. Okay,
It has to last less than 20 minutes, by the way.
Okay, I'll do my best. So, my brother is 17 years older than me. Okay, I was a surprise. And he was a volunteer firefighter. So he used to do the haunted trails up where I grew up. And so he used to have all kinds of like terrifying Halloween masks, but they weren't like cheap, like weird, whatever Halloween masks. They were like really well made. He like invested in these things. Well, he would put them on And, like, I would be walking out of the room, like, 3, 4 years old, open the door, he'd be standing there in these masks. He would chase me all around in the house with these masks and, like, a fake, like, machete.
Okay.
And then I was in kindergarten, and I had friends over, and I was mortified. He came up the basement. We didn't know he was home. He chased us out of the house, and we ran up the street, and it was so bad. Now, if he was like maybe 3 years older than us, that's fine. But what makes it so bad is how much older he is than us. It was awful. It was so funny, though.
So your story of your brother tormenting you was that he chased you?
Yeah, with masks on. You don't understand.
With a mask on.
These masks were... and, like, it's not like I was, like, 8 either, okay? I was, like, 3 or 4,
all right,
maybe 5.
Are you ready for my story?
Awful.
Are you ready for my story?
I guess.
I'm 2 years older than my older sister. I was probably 9. She was 7.
Okay.
We had a bird. Parakeet. His name was Perry. Perry the parakeet. I have no idea. I was trying to think yesterday how long we had the bird. It could have been a week. It could have been a month, a year, 5 years. I have no idea. I have no recollection how long we had this bird. So we had this bird. And the bird died. We buried it in the backyard. It was very sad.
You dug it up. You dug it up.
So one day when
I'm looking at your face, you dug it up.
So one day when I was tormenting my sister, chasing after her like your brother was chasing after you, I stopped, got a shovel.
Knew it!
Dug up the dead bird.
Ew!
And proceeded to throw it at my sister.
That's disgusting.
Hitting her in the head.
That's awful.
And there might still be bird parts in her hair. Cat Country 107.3 Mornings with Joe and Jahna. Our Joe and Jahna question of the day today. How did you torment your sibling? Or how did your sibling torment you? 609-383-1073 or at the Message Us button on the Cat Country 107.3 app.
Joe and this dead bird.
Yes. From Weekstown, Taylor says, sister told me I was adopted. I think a lot of brothers and sisters have pulled that on their
of course.
spouse. But
do you actually believe it?
Taylor's sibling went a little bit farther. Sister told me I was adopted. I believe it for years. She even made adoption papers to make me believe it. Until I told my mom when I was upset one day.
That's
Mom
the Photoshop era.
Yeah.
Or at least the PowerPoint era. That's great.
609-383-1073. What has your sibling or how did your sibling torment you? How did you torment them? Mark is on the phone from Violin. Mark, what happened?
We used to tell him when we go on family vacations, when you see the merge sign, we used to tell him that the tractor trailer's coming. They would honk the horn. He'd say, what was that? What's the merge mean? We used to say, that's the gollywoggles. They come to get the little kids. Between that and hanging them up on the flag.
And as kids, you did what every kid did. You tormented each other. So we want to know how your sibling tormented you. 609-383-1073. Reese is standing by from Port Norris. Reese, what happened?
Hi, my sisters used to sing the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you and chase me to the basement. And then went outside to the other entrance and turned the lights off and kept singing it.
No.
Wait, they were singing what?
1, 2, he's coming for you.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
I don't know what that is.
It's from,
Sing it.
not Jeepers Creepers.
Sing it.
It's like 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, I
something.
don't know the rest.
But that's it. That's the song right there. We both remembered at least that part.
Country 107.3 Mornings with Joe and Jahna. It's time for us to welcome to our show our little friend, Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Miss Jahna, and hi, Mr. Kelly. It's amazing when you do that every Friday morning. I sit here and I lip sync you. It's wonderful.
Oh, that's nice. Yes.
You lip sync us? Is that what you said, Phil?
We actually practiced 3 days before.
Yeah.
So
We rehearsed.
Well, and you do a wonderful job, too.
All right.
He said he noticed. He noticed. You could tell.
All right, we're going to play a game called Strip Club or Daycare. You game, Phil?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
All right, here we go. You ready, Jahna?
I'm always ready.
All right, number 1, the treasure chest in Sparks, Nevada. Strip club or daycare? Treasure chest. Jahna has locked in her answer. What do you think, Phil?
Don't mind the dirty toys inside. The treasure. You know what? I like that establishment for a strip club, Joseph, if you don't mind. I'll take strip club for 100.
I feel like it's too obvious to be a strip club. I'm going to go with daycare.
It is, in fact, a daycare. Jahna is taking a 1-0 lead.
Sweet.
We're going to go to Derry, New Hampshire. Derry, New Hampshire.
Derry, okay.
Derry. It's called the Clubhouse. The Clubhouse.
You know, Derry's
Do they have dirty toys there or dirty toys?
Derry's where it was supposed to take place, just so you know. The clown.
All right.
This
Phil,
already doesn't have good vibes.
What do you think, Phil, the Clubhouse?
I don't want to. Wow. Well, since it was supposed to be filmed there, I'm going to go daycare.
Oh, that's so true. I'm going to do that too. Daycare.
You're both correct.
Yes.
Jahna leads 2-1. We go to number 3.
That's terrifying.
Great Falls, Montana, the playground.
The playground.
Did they have dirty toys there or did they have dirty toys there?
What? I'm sorry.
I said, do they have dirty toys at the playground or dirty toys at the playground? Strip club. Are you okay, Phil?
You're stretching that joke a little too far, Joseph.
Okay, here's my answer.
All right. Phil, what do you think? The playground.
I try not to after the dirty toy reference.
Yeah.
What?
The playground.
Sure. Let's stay wholesome and let's stick with daycare, Joseph.
It's a strip club.
It is a strip club by a score 3-1. Jahna sweeps today's competition. Congratulations.
If that's my only success this weekend, I'll take it.
There you go.
Phil, what are we doing for Labor Day?
Mom and I are grilling a hot dog here to come over and share.
Yeah, can you make me sausage, though?
No, we're allergic to sausage. Sorry.
Well, I guess hot dogs will do. That's fine.
With Joe and Jahna, good morning. Thanks to our friend Phil for joining us this morning. Strip club or daycare. In the meantime, it's our Joe and Jahna question of the day today. How did you torment your siblings or how did they torment you? We'd love to hear your story. 609-383-1073 as long as it didn't result in death.
Yes.
Or hit the messages button on the Cat Country 107.3 app. This one, maybe almost. Becca from Dorothy. I ran over my younger brother with my Barbie Jeep when I was 3 and he was 2. He just started running and he wasn't moving fast enough, so I ran him over.
That's great.
That should be the law with your car.
I can just...
Somebody doesn't get out of the way. If somebody's jaywalking, well, just run them over.
We'll call it the snooze you lose, pal law.
That's right.
The snooze you lose,
That's
pal.
right. How did you torment your siblings? 609-383-1073. Or again, hit the message us button on the Cat Country 107.3 app.
So Kat from Hamilton wrote us in on the app. She said, I have 3 brothers and we had a few neighbors. They were all boys. She said they would play hide and seek. Of course, she always got picked to seek. So she would close her eyes, count to 10, and start looking. And then most times they all headed to the neighbor's house and would watch TV. So they would just ditch her. She said, I would go in the house crying. My dad would...
Country 107.3 mornings with Joe and Jahna. Now, Jahna, I know you have a boyfriend that you live in sin with.
That I live in sin with.
But let's take it back to single, Jahna.
Okay.
We have a question that a study found. In a survey, women said this is the one thing they look for most when they go to a single man's apartment. The one thing that means the most to them, if you go to a single man's apartment, the one thing that means the most is a clean bathroom.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would have said like the toilet seat down, enough toilet paper.
Yeah, all right.
Absolutely.
So let's step back for a minute. You're going to a guy to his apartment.
Okay.
You're hoping that when he opens the door and you walk in, you find a clean bathroom.
Yes.
What else do you hope to find? What's second on the list after a clean bathroom?
Bottled waters and candles, because it needs to smell good.
Bottled water?
Yeah. Because, listen, this tap water just
This guy is really good looking. I hope he has some bottled water for me.
Listen, like, I don't know what it is, but
weird.
Like, I don't trust your tap water. And also, like, if I don't really know you and we're just hanging out or whatever, like, you're not going to get me, like, I want you to hand me a bottle of water. You're not going to roofie me. So that's why I always ask for bottled water. Not because I'm bougie, because I'm safe.
Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought bottled water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe because I didn't grow up in the bottled water phase.
That's probably true.
In a survey, women said the thing they want the most in a single man's apartment is a clean bathroom. Second on the list, nice furniture.
I didn't know we had to say that. I mean, yeah.
You don't want to find a futon in this bedroom,
ripped,
right?
Yeah. No.
Good morning. We're Joe and Jahna. Here are 3 things you need to know this morning. A woman was struck by a vehicle on the Wildwood Beach Wednesday afternoon, pinned underneath. She was lying on the beach when she was struck by a Wildwood police pickup truck. The woman was taken to the hospital for serious injuries. She is expected to survive.
Well, that's good. A superior judge has ordered the removal of Atlantic City's 5th Ward Councilman Mohammed Zia and a special election to be held within 50 days. The judge ruled that Zia did not live in AC prior to last year's election. Yeah, that's a little bit of a problem.
Don't buy that snowblower. The Farmer's Almanac says New Jersey can expect slightly warmer temperatures than average and a below average amount of snowfall.
And your South Jersey forecast, it's cloudy today with some occasional rain, high of 74.
Country 107.3, mornings with Joe and Jahna. Time now for my favorite tweets from the last 24 hours.
All right, here we go.
There are 5 of them. Number 1, test your friendships by buying their kids harmonicas. Yes.
Yep. That's what I see. That's anti-life.
I've got a trunk full of them in a suitcase.
That's anti-life. You do it. Listen, what we buy when we go through Target's on you. Here's some harmonicas and some tambourines. Time to enjoy some blues.
Usually my favorite tweets, we save the best for last, but the best might be the second one here. Here we go.
Okay.
Yes, I read books, but only because every time I finish one, I reward myself with a personal pan pizza. It's the way I was raised.
Yeah. Remember those? The Pizza Hut read for a pizza or whatever?
Honestly, at my age, if I got a pan pizza every time I read a book, I would read more books.
Right. Absolutely. Can we reinstate that for adults?
Number 3. My favorite thing about being a parent is being told I'm wrong constantly by someone who depends on me for food, clothing, and shelter.
That was a good one, too.
Hit the road, kid. Number 4.
These are great today.
Oh, cool. It's back to school time. Or the time when my kid's district messages me on one app to remind me to download another app.
Yep.
With Joe and Jahna, these are my favorite tweets. Last one, number 5. When the lady at the drive-thru handed me my iced coffee, she accidentally said, I love you instead of thank you. I paused, then I told her I love her too, and I meant it. We've been talking about the kids running over their siblings with Barbie Jeeps and other stuff this morning. We're talking about our question of the day. What did you do to torment your siblings, or what did your siblings do to torment you? 609-383-1073, or you can hit the message us button on the Cat Country 107.3 app. On the app, Christine from Mays Landing says, my sister is 6 years older. Used to be a total brat and sit in between her and her boyfriend on the couch so they couldn't make out. She couldn't yell to my parents because they wouldn't approve of them being close anyway.
No choice.
I was thwarted by several little brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And one bigger sister.
We can't say the word that you actually, what happened to you on the radio, but we got it.
But the one big sister used to thwart me by being very graphic and explicit of what she thought I wanted to do to her sister. We're talking this morning about sibling teasing or tormenting. How did you torment your siblings, or how did they torment you? Tina's on the phone from Egg Harbor Township. What happened, Tina?
My sibling, 6 years older than me, took a vacuum cleaner, Kirby vacuum, when I was 5 and broke all 5 of my toes.
No way!
Like running over you or what?
Or like putting it in the tube?
She was just being me because I was teasing her.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 5. She was 11.
So she got you with the vacuum cleaner.
She had the Kirby vacuum. I don't know if you remember those.
They're big, yeah.
And,
heavy.
And also